Hi everyone, my name is Melinda Novotny. I am Miss Novotny. You can call me Miss N. I am one of the visual art teachers at OPRF. I've actually been at the high school. This will be my 19th year. I actually started in 2001. I have had the privilege of getting to teach a lot of classes. Currently, I teach the metalworking jewelry class, graphic design 2, advanced graphic design, printmaking. I have in the past taught a digital imaging class, a drawing class, and I'm really excited about teaching this art foundations class this summer. Each of the teachers in our department, you will meet 5 of us, will be discussing and showing you one of the mediums that you'll be working in. So I am responsible for this week of showing you how to work in a Weebly website as well as a graphic design logo through a program called Canva. And then you'll be learning a clay project, a drawing project, a painting project, a printmaking project, and a photography project. So you'll hear a lot from each of us throughout these weeks. Wanted to get us started today on Weebly. So you can see here, I have actually typed in the word Weebly.com and I already have a login. So you will create your own login by signing up and you'll be using your school email and your school password. That way there's no way that you'll forget what those are. So continue to use those for all of your logins. That's the same as your Gmail, OPRFHS email. It's the same as your login to your Chromebook. Should be the same exact login. Once you've actually signed up, then it'll bring you to a dashboard. The dashboard looks a little bit like this. It might be slightly different because I already have a website. And from your dashboard, you will begin to choose a theme. All right, everyone, after you have logged in, you will see this particular page come up and it actually asks you what kind of website you need. Since we will not be selling anything, you'll go ahead and click on I just need a website. From there, you will actually go to this menu where you'll be selecting your domain name. And this domain name is something that, again, you will remember. I would prefer that you did not put your last name in at all possible, but that's your choice. And then after that, it'll pop up to this window, which is actually the subdomain. And it's really important that you are typing and realizing this is the name of your website right here with the .weebly.com at the end of it. All of these other options will make you pay for them. So you're looking for the free subdomain because it's a subdomain of Weebly itself. And this is what your website address will actually be. Okay, everyone, now that you have logged into Weebly with your school account and your password, we are ready to choose a theme, which is basically a template for your Weebly website. You can see that there are several different options at the top of this bar here. The one that we probably want to look at is portfolio, since you will be displaying your artwork from this class. Every week you will finish a project and then you'll be putting that work on your website. So you can see there's a variety here. There's also old themes down here, so feel free to browse through any of these themes and pick one that you like. I'm going to just take a peek at this one here. And then you can actually choose the theme right here, or you can preview the theme. So take some time to kind of take a look at it and see what it has available for you, kind of the overall look. And then you'll be changing the imagery and so forth on the front page and throughout the website. So once you have decided on what you want, you will choose your theme and it'll bring you to your Weebly actual menu. On the left-hand side, you can see that there's a series of build tabs. So if this is not highlighted, make sure the word build is highlighted. And you can see that these are some of the basics. If you've worked in a web program before, like Wix or Google Sites, these are similar. This is called Weebly, and it is a free editor, allows you to post your website for free. The second tab that you'll want to take a look at is your Pages website. This is actually the one we will be starting on. And then if at any point you want to change your theme, maybe you want to change the colors, the fonts, anything, these are the options to change it. You can change it at any point without having to redo anything. It will take the information you have on your site and rework it within the theme. We will not be working with any of these 4 apps. You only need the build, the pages, and theme. So let's start with Pages. On your checklist for this week, you'll notice that the website checklist lays out exactly what you need to be putting on your website. So let's walk through that first, and then I'll show you how to add that to Weebly. You can start with the homepage, which is already identified for you, a biography page or your bio page, a contact page, portfolio, and reflections. The reflections will be built into the portfolio page, so technically we'll have 1, 2, 3, and 4 pages here. Those will be our links. We'll have a home page that has only your first name on it. Since you are a minor, we're not allowed to let you put your last name on there. Once you graduate and are 18, you're welcome to put your last name on there. We'll also be putting on a logo of some sort with your initials, and then a bio link, which has a paragraph describing yourself, An email address only, absolutely no phone numbers or addresses of any sort, no other identifying information, just your school email. And then a portfolio link. We will be doing 5 different projects. You can see here clay, drawing, painting, printmaking, and photography. And then finally, after each of those projects, you will be doing a reflection. So that reflective component will be built into it as well. So let's head back to Weebly and let's make some pages. So the Pages tab is highlighted. I'm going to go ahead and add a page at this point. You're always going to add a standard page. These are for a little bit more advanced programming, but at this point, a standard page just allows you a normal link and it will click to that page. So we already have our home page, so we're now going to call this our bio or our biography page, your choice. You can also choose to have a header or no header. At this point, let's keep a header because the header will be where you put your logo, which you'll be making on Canva tomorrow. That will be the one with your initials in it. So then once you've decided on that, go ahead and click done. You now have a second link. Notice over here, it becomes another page. Let's add an additional page at this point. Standard page, once again, you have a header. This time we're going to call this your contact page and click done. Again, we will add the last of our pages, and this is your portfolio page. All right, so now you have 4 pages: home, biography, contact, and portfolio. If you were to click on them right now, nothing would look different. That's what we will be working on, making each page a little bit different. On your home page, you want to place your name. So in my case, I'm going to go ahead and add in my actual name. So I am Mrs. Novotny. And this is where you would put your first name or a nickname of some sort. And this may look slightly different depending on your theme, wherever it may be located on yours, but you'll type that in. This is where we will be putting your logo. So at this point, you don't need to put anything there. And then down here, you'll notice that there's a series of different images. These are just placeholders at this point. If I hover over them, at any point, I can delete them. If I want to, move them around as needed, whatever you'd like to do. You can change those. These would be a great place to put images of yourself, anything that you want to kind of as identifying information for you, maybe a photo of yourself, or maybe you have some other artwork that you've done. This would be a great way to kind of showcase a little bit about yourself. I'm just going ahead and deleting them at this point because I don't need them. And eventually later you can really jazz up your website and make it more interesting. So I'm just getting rid of any of these at this point. It always asks you if you want to delete something, but if I wanted to add something in there, I could at some point. Notice here on your build page, you have the option of dragging in different elements. So if I wanted to put something here, which I'll show you in Canva tomorrow, you would drag it in here or you can select it. If I want to add something down here, for example, notice there's a spacer in there right now, which is fine. I can keep that. But maybe I actually want to add in some kind of title of some sort. Maybe I say, all right, now I've put Miss Novotny art teacher. Maybe in this point I would put something about me being an art teacher in here. I can change and edit my text as you would simply do in Microsoft Word as well. Notice I can bold, italicize, or underline. I can make the text bigger or smaller. I can also change the color of the text, and I can also change the justification of the text. In addition, I can add a link if I wanted this to link to something else, for example. So since I have a website of my own, I could create a link. So I actually have my own website for my classes. And so I would type in that actual link, which is another Weebly site, and then you click right back up here. And what that's done is it's now applied a link to this page, which I'll show you how you can access that. So if you have other links you want to take people other places, you can do that. You can also change any formatting and so forth. This is a way to edit that. You can also add in a text box of some sort if you wanted to add in more of a paragraph style. This is where you can start to type here. So this is more of a paragraph style, and you can edit that as needed. And then if I wanted to add in an image, I could do the same thing. So I would add in an image here as well. And then I would have to search by clicking on this upload image within my images and place an image there. So that's what you can do to kind of spruce up your home page. On your biography page, we're going to do something similar. So at this point, this is where you can edit any text that you'd like, or we'll be putting our logo in there. And then we will actually be creating a paragraph that describes you. So at this point, your paragraph is just about you as a student. So this is a paragraph to describe you. You might want to say what year in school you are, maybe some of your hobbies or interests, whatever is interesting to you and that you would like other people to know about. Everyone will have access to these web pages. We'll be looking at them together. So you want to put something on there that describes you a little bit more. That's a pretty easy page. Your contact page here, you can click on your contact link. And in here, again, you want to be putting an email in of some sort. You could create an actual contact form. So if I clicked on this, I could create a form that's already in there. This would be if someone wanted to contact me directly, I could create that and it would submit to my email. It already knows what your email is because you've put that in there in order to log in. So that's one way that you could put it in there. You can also just add in text of your own and just say your contact information here. And it's only your email. Remember, no cell phones and no addresses, no other identifying information, but you want to have that in there, and then you can create a link. So if I put my actual email in here, I am mnovotny@oprfhs.org, then I could actually create a link from that email right there, okay? And then I would just put in my actual email and then click the word email, and now it is a fresh link to use and someone would email you directly from your website. From here, we're moving on to the portfolio page. Now you have a couple decisions. You can either choose to put all of your images on one single page and have it scroll vertical so that each assignment, your clay, your drawing, your painting, printmaking, and photo are all on one page. Or if you'd like to create sub-pages, you can do that as well. So a sub-page is created like so. I'm going to make sub-pages, so I have some examples here for you. So I create a standard page. In this case, I'm going to call it the clay project. And then I'm going to hit done. At this point, it'll place it directly under portfolio, but I'm going to drag it over just a tab. And when I actually hover over portfolio, notice it actually creates a sub tab. So I'm going to do that for each of my projects at this point. So you'll have the drawing project. And then I just drag it just a tab over, and I'll continue to do this for each of the following pages. And pull that over. And at this point on your sub pages, you probably do not need a header. So if you wanted to go back and edit and actually remove the header, that's fine as well. That's a choice you can make at any point. I just wanted to show you how you could do that. Okay, I now have each of my project tabs in and underneath portfolio. Let's take a look at how that looks. So when I go there, check it out, clay, drawing, painting, printmaking, photography. Let me show you one more time how to take that header off. If I go to clay, notice there's a big header here. I can go into this and change this to no header. And there it is, there's no header there. And then I just go back and I could do that for each of those areas so that I can just see the image right away and I don't have to worry about scrolling past the header each time. So that's an easy thing to change at any point. If you want to have your header on there, that you're welcome to that, but your header will be visible on all of your other 3 pages. So now I have my home, biography, contact, portfolio, and then I have my subcategories underneath there. Let's start with the clay project. I want to show you how you can add in and build within this page. You have a couple options. You will be taking several photographs of your artwork. You may have more than one viewpoint. You may take a front, side, or above viewpoint, especially when it's a 3D piece. So you have some options here. You can either place an individual image in, you could place a multitude of images, so a gallery of images, or you can create a slideshow. That is up to you. I will show you both ways. In this case, I am going to have one image. So I'm going to start with the title, and I'm going to create a title here, and this is called the Clay Project Madball. And I'm going to center that, and then eventually I may want to change the color and play with that as well and make it nice and bold. So I know that that's my clay project, and then I'm going to drag an image in. So I drag that over, and now it allows me to upload an image. At this point, I'm ready to upload a photo from my computer. Now, depending on the type of computer you have, whether you're using your phone, a Chromebook, a MacBook, an iPad, your destination for where you find your image may be different than mine. What I've done at this point is I actually created a folder called Art Foundations Projects on my desktop. And inside of that folder, I have an example of each of the projects. So you can see here I have my printmaking, my photo, clay, drawing, and painting. Each week, you will save an image or 2 or 3 of your projects, and you will place it on your desktop in some way or in a location that you can access depending on what device you're using. So in this case, I would like the clay project. Notice they're all saved as a JPEG or a PNG. I'm going to go ahead and open that, and it'll take a second to upload, but it will place the image onto your screen right here. And you can edit it, you can center it, you can left justify, right justify, and take a look. There is your image. You can also size it down. Maybe you don't want it to be as big, but I want it to be nice and big. I also need a reflection aspect to this. So I'm going to, once again, drag a title down here. This is going to be my reflection component, which your teachers will talk to you about because you will have a reflection for each of your assignments. So that's my title, and then I would have a reflection paragraph right below it. So I might just put the word, oops, sorry about that. Let me actually show you how you fix that. So I didn't drag it below the reflection, I dragged it beside it. So all you have to do is just get it down here below. And here we go. So this would be my paragraph, and you can always go back. That's a placeholder for now and select that later. All right, from here, I'm ready to add in additional pages, images. So let's go to my drawing project. I'm just going to show you that once again. I'm now at the point where I want to have a no header, and I'm ready to do the same thing I did before where I add in a title, drawing, and this is our still life project. And you're welcome to put more details in there if you want to describe things a little bit better. Just keep things as consistent as possible. And now I'm going to upload from my computer the drawing project. Once again, you want to keep your images fairly small depending on where and how you took your photograph. Notice here I can make this a little bit bigger if I need to, just to make it fill the page. And again, it depends on how you took the photo and how big it is. If for some reason your image doesn't allow you to upload it, it probably is too big. The free version of Weebly does not permit you to have anything over 10 megabytes in terms of the picture. So just keep it within that range. If you want to edit the image, you can align it differently, you can change your spacing, or you can replace the image at any point. You just click on it and it'll pop this little dialog box up. All right, we're going to go ahead and move on to the next project. So here's my painting project, no header, good to go. I'm going to build it. And this was our cubism project. And I'm folding it and I'm putting it in the center. This is up to you as far as how you lay out your image and your text. Just keep it consistent across all your pages. From here, I'm now putting my painting project in. And then in the next few examples, I'll show you how to add in multiple images. Remember also to add in your reflection aspect, which I forgot to do on the last page, but just a reminder. So put your reflection down here, which is part of your participation grade. And you can always go back and edit it later. Oops. I want that to be text. So let me add my text in for some reason. Here we go. Let's try this again. There we go. Sometimes it's a little bit finicky. Okay, now I'm going to show you with the printmaking project, I took 2 viewpoints of the printmaking project. So I want to show you how to actually add in 2 images at the same time. So in this case, I'm going to call it a gallery. So let's just add in our text real quickly. This is a pattern making on the canvas bag. Okay, and then instead of an image, I'm now going to add in a gallery. So I actually have more than one image at this point, and I can upload more than one image to my images here. Notice here I have 2 printmaking, the front and the back of the bag. So I'm going to open that up. It'll take just a little bit longer. You can see when it's uploading, it'll tell you how many it's uploading at a time. You could upload 30 pictures if you really wanted to at a time. It just takes a little bit longer for it to understand it. And then it'll place it in here, and you can drag and drop and change the location of each of the images as well. You can also delete, remove, and so forth, and size them down if need be. So at this point, it's showing 2 images, and it almost looks like there should be a spot for a third. I want to put the front image over here. So I'm going to change this one to 2, and then I'm actually going to physically change the location of the image. So I have my front and I have my back. And then I would go in here and I would add in my reflection and I would add in the paragraph describing it. Let me show you the last one here, which is our photography project. And I'm going to show you what it looks like as a slideshow this time, so you can see the difference in the way the images work. So let's just throw the text in here real quickly. And this is your photography scavenger hunt, which you will have worked on for multiple weeks. And it's all of the vocabulary. You will be choosing your 3 favorite images from your slideshow, and you'll learn a little bit more about the slideshow this week. The slideshow will involve you taking 30 images, and then 10 of those will be put into a Google slideshow, and from those 10, you will pick your favorite 3 images. Those favorite 3 will be visible on here, or you're welcome to put more on. That is up to you. I'm going to add in a slideshow now. And this slideshow has some options. I can do single slides. I can show thumbnails at the bottom. If I have a series of thumbnails, they can be on the top, the side, and so forth. So at this point, I'm just going to do the thumbnails on the bottom. That's your choice. And hit continue. Again, you can put in more than 3. You're only required to put in 3. I'm now going to pull those 3 images from my slideshow. And then once again, you can move and change and adjust where those go in. You can also click the bubble icon here to add in any captions that you'd like. You will add in what vocab words you're actually using for these particular images. Once you hit save, then it will create a slideshow, and check it out. There are the images at the bottom. Again, there would be a series if there's more than one. You can establish how the slideshow runs. So when you open this page, it can just run on its own. So you can create a play button. You can edit anything here. You can fade, how it navigates, how much speed there is between them. So I'm going to shorten the speed. I think 5 seconds is too long for each image. It went to 3 seconds there. And then you can locate at the bottom a caption, or at the top a caption. That's up to you. I'm going to put it at the top just because the top is a little bit more visible, but that is totally up to you how you do it. And then if you go into your advanced here, you can see that will autoplay. It'll start at the beginning, and that's how big the image will be. Your ratio there, 4:3. Notice it's starting to play after each of those 3 seconds, and it'll just play repeatedly. So now if I wanted to pause it, I could hit a pause button there. I can also hand play it there or go back and play it and so forth. All right, so now let's go ahead and place the captions in. All right, they're at the top. I just wanted to make sure. And now I'm just going to click away from this so that I'm on the images. Okay, we're going to add those captions in. So at this point, you click on the add or edit photos, and now here are your caption buttons. So I'm going to go ahead and add my caption. The caption that you'll be adding will be your element of art, your principle of design, and your compositional photo terms. So that is what you found during your scavenger hunt, and you've laid out on your log sheet. Now you're just going to be identifying them for the viewer. So in this case, I am using a high point of view. And then I used radial balance and form. And then I'm going to hit save. I'm going to do the same thing for this one. I'm now at eye level point of view, complementary colors, and variety. And my next one, and this is so that your teacher knows that you recognize all of those terms. Analogous colors, except I need to spell it right. Color and shape. So you now have a caption on each of those, and I'll show you what that looks like on your screen. Take a peek there. See how it shows up right there on the top of your screen? That's why we changed that caption to be at the top, just so it's a little bit more visible. All right. Remember to add your reflection element down there and so forth. I would like to show you now how to publish your site. Publish is saving it. You can do this at any point. In fact, you will do this right away once you've created your site, because you can publish at any point. It's visible, but it does not have to be finished. So I'll explain how you'll do that as well. You will hit the word publish. Since I've already published my site, I have a website address. This is the time on your screen it will ask you what you want your website address to be. It would be easier if it is your first name or something similar. Try something that you'll remember. It's really important that you do have something that you'll remember, because you need to make sure you type it into the form for your teacher to access it. So mine, I typed in Mrs. Novotny Practice, and then it automatically puts the .weebly.com there because it is a free domain. You cannot get rid of that unless you want to pay for it. So my website is published, which means if I was to highlight and type in that word into my actual browser window, then I can see my website as it is a website. So let's go ahead and try that. So I'm going to type in and then the website will come up and you can actually see how it looks. Now remember, I don't have a header yet. We're going to be adding that later. So it's pulling in the theme header at this point. So just ignore that for now. But let's click through and see if I have all of my information on there. Sure enough, it's all there. And let's look at the contact page. Remember, we added that contact element, and take a look here. If I click on this, it would take me to an actual Google Mail location to email if I needed to email myself. There we go. All right, there's my picture, and there would be my reflection in my paragraph at the bottom. Let's take a peek and see if that photography page worked. And there it is. So one of the things I noticed as I went into my clay project here is that when I didn't click hard enough, it didn't go. So just make sure that you do click on those links. Sometimes it takes just a second. So you can see that all of my elements are in fact there. This is a great place to see if there's anything you need to edit, change, and adjust. All right, at this point, I would like you to remember what that looks like at the top there. So that home page, whatever that address is, I want you to copy it, and then you will be placing that in the form that your teacher has given you. Hope you enjoy making a website. Good luck. Thank you.